Where next for Anthony Joshua? Let's get into this one. Hello, welcome to Me Ed Son. I hope you're all well. So where next for Anthony Joshua after that devastating defeat to Daniel Dubois on the Riyadh fight card at Wembley Stadium? A devastating knockout. Not at the races, and you can watch my reaction video for all that. But what next for Anthony Joshua? Where does he go next? Now, he says he wants to continue fighting. And he says, I'm still the warrior. I'm still here. But he didn't look like a warrior. That's the thing. He didn't look as if he was ready for the next generation of fighter. Now, we always have this in boxing previously, where you wouldn't get the fights that you really wanted. And you almost have, as I like to call it, champion's choice or king's choice, where the guys at the top of the division would never really fight those dangerous fighters. Whereas now under Riyadh fight cards, we're kind of getting that. We're getting fight cards and boxing matches between two boxers that ordinarily wouldn't normally fight each other, but all of a sudden they get in the ring and one of them gets really found out. This is what's happened to Anthony Joshua. He got found out there, really. So what next for him? Well, if you're looking at a fight against Usyk and Fury, as we were looking forward to, as a Riyadh fight card, as you know, Turki Al-Sheikh was kind of looking forward to, especially AJ against Fury, you've got to be thinking, well, that's not on the cards now. There's no way you're going to put Joshua in with Fury and with Usyk. Why would you after that? So before this fight, there was a kind of a comment from Anthony Joshua saying, well, about fighting Wilder. And he said, yeah, I could always do that. Could this be a fight that Anthony Joshua and Wilder could do? Now, for me, Wilder's lost it. And many people would say he's lost it. He's not in the ring. But this could be exactly what Anthony Joshua needs to get back in the ring with somebody that we believe he could spark out convincingly. Now, even if he does that, does that mean that he's at the top table again? No, he's way off it. So there's only one fight for me that Anthony Joshua can have. And that is a rematch with Daniel Dubois. He has to get back into the lion's den and fight that young lion and show him what's what. This is almost a little bit going off on a tangent, a little bit like Rocky 3 here. Rocky against Clubber Lang, Mr. T's character, right? He loses the first fight, bull in a china shop. He just gets completely outboxed, outfought, outbullied, outstrength. This is exactly what's happening with AJ against Dubois. So he needs some kind of big redemption arc. And the only way he's going to get that is to go back in the ring with Daniel Dubois. Now, when that would happen, who knows, you would imagine sooner rather than later. But for Daniel Dubois' point of view, when he wants to go onwards and upwards, he needs to go on to something else. Usyk needs to go on with Fury. There's talk of him, well, accepting, or would he be propositioned by Joseph Parker to go in on the December fight card as well. Whomever he fights next, it's going to be an interesting fight for Daniel Dubois, and I'll touch on that in a video for him as well, where he goes next. But for AJ, for me, if he goes in with any other fighter, then it's almost like a nonsense fight. We don't need to see it. We don't need to see him against Wilder. Whilst, yeah, he would sell pay-per-views, and whilst, you know, if they put him on the undercard on a big fight card, let's say in December or maybe in early next year, you could say, okay, that might be an interesting fight. But probably no. So who's the other fighter? Well, you could say, well, what about putting AJ in with Zhilei Zhang? That would actually be an interesting fight right now. And that would be something, it would be a test for AJ, no doubt. But also, it give him a bit of credibility in a win, because Zhilei Zhang's also had some decent wins as well. Yes, he lost last time out as well, but at the same time, he's a decent fighter. Both aging though, this is the thing, Zhilei Zhang especially. Would that be a decent matchup? I think he poses a lot of problems for AJ. So whether he goes Zhilei Zhang, whether he goes for Wilder, they're unconvincing for me in terms of a rebuild. Well, in terms of a rebuild, maybe. But time's not on AJ's side. He really needs to get in there and try and get back to that top table. He's let it go, basically. He's screwed up. He's fucked this up completely. Let's make no bones about this. So the only way to get back in there, get in the mix, prove all the doubters wrong, is just to basically go in with a different game plan against Daniel Dubois. That's what Joshua, Eddie Hearn need to be shouting from the rooftops right now. Get back in with Daniel Dubois and see what you can do and change your game plan. Certainly look at your footwork and look at your range and look at what your tactics are going to be against a raging bull that is Daniel Dubois. It was a really disappointing performance from AJ. I'm sure everybody can agree with that. And he got completely outfought, outbullied, outstrengthed, out-hit by Daniel Dubois. All the spoils to him, no doubt. But where does AJ go from here? He says he still wants to fight. And the only way he repairs the end of his career is to go in with the big hitters. Now, if you're talking about Wilder, he isn't a big hitter anymore. In fact, most people have written him off. So that's not a fight that you want to see. Now, if AJ had won and he was waiting for a tune-up fight before he went in with Fury or went in with Usyk again, then I'd say, yeah, okay. Yeah, Wilder, for funsies, yeah, okay, we put him on an undercard. I can see that. The same token, put him in with a Zhilei Zhang for funsies. Yeah, okay, if he was waiting for a Fury or for an Usyk. But really, there's only one fight. There's only one fight for me. He's got to get straight back in the ring with Daniel Dubois. Now, whether Daniel Dubois would want that, whether Frank Warren would entertain it, he possibly would, but would AJ want that? And would Eddie Hearn want it? It appeared to me that Eddie Hearn was a bit shell-shocked by the whole thing, and he was really unsure what the future was going to be for Anthony Joshua. I think he kind of thinks that, after that performance, he needs to hang up his boots, or hang up his gloves, I should say. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. But for me, there are a few fights out there for Anthony Joshua, but only one makes sense. It's an immediate rematch with Daniel Dubois. And I'm not saying he deserves that rematch based on that performance, because I don't think he does, in all fairness. He had a couple of seconds in the fifth where he thought he had Daniel Dubois on the ropes a little bit, but then he just got too greedy, let his guard down, and just got clocked, and that's it. Good night, Vienna. So on this performance, he doesn't deserve a rematch at all. But that's the only fight that's going to get him right to that Fury Usyk level again. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you like what I do here, don't forget to like and share the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notifications bell for future videos, and I will catch you again in another video coming very soon. Hopefully back in the studio. Bye now.